Hello everyone, today is Sunday, February 14th, 2021. Happy Valentine's Day. Welcome back to Jacob Talks Politics. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my list for who I think will be the most likely candidates to run in the 2024 Republican presidential primaries. Now, just a disclaimer, the 2024 Republican presidential primaries will likely be one of, if not the most packed and competitive presidential primaries in history, possibly exceeding the 29 major candidates who ran for the Democratic nomination in 2020. I believe that President Donald Trump is unlikely to run again, and as a result, the GOP will be without a true leader until the party chooses its nominee in 4 years. In this video, I will talk about the 8 candidates I have selected who I believe are the most likely to run. I have also made a list of numerous other people I think may run, but who won't be top contenders for the nomination. It is likely that not all of the people that I discussed today will run, and with that, there are probably other people that I don't discuss who will run, so let's get into it. First on my list is Mike Pence. Mike Pence served as the Vice President of the United States under Donald Trump from 2017 to 2021, previously having served as Governor of Indiana. Pence is known for his social conservatism and traditional values, making him a very popular figure among evangelical Christian voters on the right. Next up is Nikki Haley. One of the most accomplished female political figures on the American right, Nikki Haley served as the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations for 2 years under President Trump, after being governor of South Carolina. In recent days, Haley actually spoke out against President Trump, saying, quote, "We need to acknowledge he let us down. He went down a path he shouldn't have, and we shouldn't have followed him. And we shouldn't have listened to him, and we can't let that ever happen again." If she was elected, she would be the first female and the first Indian American U.S. president. Since losing the Republican nomination to Donald Trump back in 2016, Senator Ted Cruz has been a staunchly supportive ally of President Trump in the Senate. He narrowly won a second term in 2018, defeating Beto O'Rourke. Cruz was one of the biggest proponents of Trump's election fraud conspiracies throughout much of the transition period to President Biden's administration. Next up on the list is Josh Hawley. A young rising star in the Republican Party, Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri won his first Senate race back in 2018, defeating incumbent Democratic Senator Claire McCaskill. Hawley previously served as Attorney General of Missouri, and alongside Senator Cruz, Hawley has been a major proponent of election fraud conspiracies and a supporter of President Trump. A veteran of the U.S. Army, Tom Cotton briefly served as a member in the House of Representatives and is now a senator for the state of Arkansas. Cotton reportedly had already started, quote, laying the groundwork in New Hampshire for a very likely presidential run in 2024, according to news sources. The next potential candidate is Christy Gnome. Christy Gnome is currently serving as the governor of South Dakota, after previously having been the state's U.S. representative in Congress. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Gnome has taken a hands-off approach, and her speech at the 2020 Republican National Convention elevated her national profile, which may end up leading to a 2024 presidential run. A prominent Republican politician in his state, Florida Senator Marco Rubio, unsuccessfully sought the Republican nomination for president in 2016 due to his Cuban heritage and influence on U.S. policy in regard to Latin America. He has been described as a, quote, virtual Secretary of State for Latin America. And finally on my list is Ron DeSantis. In an upset victory against his Democratic opponent, Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum, Navy veteran and Florida Congressman Ron DeSantis was elected to be governor of Florida in 2018 on a campaign backed by and strongly in support of President Donald Trump. DeSantis has come under fire for his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic in his state. And here is my list of other potential candidates. I'm just going to go through them and briefly mention the relevancy. So Larry Hogan is currently the governor of the state of Maryland, and even though Maryland is a very, very blue state, he was moderate enough and popular enough to be elected there. And the same is with Charlie Baker in Massachusetts, where he's the governor, a very blue state, but he was elected. Brian Kemp is the governor of Georgia right now, and he narrowly defeated Stacey Abrams, who you might, whose name might be familiar to you. He was the Secretary of State of Georgia, and he was accused of having a sort of conflict of interest in that election, as he was basically controlling the election process of his own election. So next is Tim Scott. He is one of the 2 senators from the state of South Carolina. Then we have Ben Sasse. He's one of the 7 Republicans who just voted to convict Donald Trump. He's a senator from the state of Nebraska. Rick Scott is one of the other 2 senators from the state of Florida. He was previously the state's governor for 8 years, and then he was elected, beating incumbent Democrat Bill Nelson back in 2018. Then we have Rand Paul. Rand Paul ran for president back in 2016. He is a senator from the state of Kentucky, and he is very well known for being a libertarian. Then we have Mitt Romney, which would be very interesting because Mitt Romney was the Republican Party's nominee for president back in 2012, losing to Barack Obama. And then in 2018, he was elected to be a senator from Utah. So I think it would be very interesting, especially if he won, to have a former party nominee running again. And we have Christie. He was the former Republican governor of the state of New Jersey. And we have Lindsey Graham, who is the other senator from the state of South Carolina. I believe he ran for a brief period of time for president in 2016. Then we have Dan Crenshaw. I believe he's a veteran, but I know for sure that he is a representative in Texas. And we have Kevin McCarthy. He is the minority leader in the House of Representatives, and if the Republicans take back the House of Representatives in 2022, which I think they're very likely to, then he will likely be the Speaker of the House. And he represents a district in California. Then we have Elise Stefanik. She is also a congresswoman. She is in New York, I believe. Mike Pompeo was the Secretary of State for a short time under Donald Trump, and beforehand, I think he was in Congress from Kansas, if I believe. And then we have Matt Gaetz. He is representing, I think, Florida's 1st congressional district in Congress. He is a very, very strong supporter of Donald Trump. Then we have a few media people, Tucker Carlson, who was on Fox News, Candace Owens, and Dan Bongino. And then my last people, I think it's possible, but very unlikely, that somebody from the Trump family, if not Donald Trump himself, runs. And I think the most likely candidates would be either Donald Trump Jr. or Ivanka Trump. I don't think Eric or Tiffany would be inclined to run at all. So, thank you guys for watching this video. If you're interested in seeing political content like this, make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and share the channel with your friends.